Hi guys, welcome to Biira Online. I guess this is going to be my very first vlog, and well, it feels weird, but I'm excited. I'm excited to be talking to like a number of you guys who keep asking me questions on social media, that is on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and Instagram, on Twitter. Where else? I'm not on Snapchat. And I think I do get this question quite a bit. How old are you? Yeah. Okay, I was born on the 5th of September 1986. So if you do the math, this being 2019, I'm going to be turning 33 in September of this year. So yeah, not quite young, yeah, but not old either. All right. Are you Ugandan or Kenyan? I'm Ugandan, married to a Kenyan. That makes me what? Ugandan Kenyan? It makes me a dual citizen. So yeah, I've been married since 2016, yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm a dual citizen, I should say that. And I have two kids as well. One is 4, the other is 1. And yeah, they are very lovely boys that I have. So yeah, that's pretty much about me. I was born in Kasese, that is in the western part of Uganda. Very beautiful place. It's possibly the most beautiful place in Uganda. By the way, I noticed that my frames are having a reflection. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take them off just for the sake of you being able to see me and I being able to see you. Yeah. Into my next question. What does your last name mean? My last name is Biira. Biira, and it means second girl. So if you go to Kasese, where I'm from, you'll possibly find over 100,000 people called Biira. But if you hear that name, just know that that person is the second girl in a family. She could either be the second born girl or just the second girl in the family. So pretty much that's what my name means. What are the challenges you've faced and how have you overcome them? Well, there are so many challenges. I can't even put a number to them. There's so many challenges. We all face challenges day in and day out. But how we come out at the end of it or at the end of the tunnel is what really matters. So one thing about me is that I always have a positive attitude, and everything that happens to me, I think even if you point a gun at me, I'll still say, until you shoot me, I'm still breathing, right? Okay, that's an extreme example. But to put it simply, I always have a positive attitude. Everything that happens to me, I always look at the positive out of it. It might be a difficult situation that I'm in, but I look at it and say, guess what? I'm still breathing, right? Is my eyesight okay? Am I seeing? Am I okay? Am I healthy? Then I try to look at, so what's the solution to what I'm dealing with? Some challenges are heavier than others, and some are just lighter. So I try to make sure there's a positive attitude somewhere in between. It's really hard. Sometimes you go days and you're like, you know what? I guess there's no point. But a positive attitude helps make things lighter. I talk to people, I seek advice, I go back to the drawing board, I seek solutions from wherever it is that I might find them, if they're legally okay to find them. I actually try to find solutions to all the challenges I face. So yeah, I can't really put a name or a number to the number of challenges I face. Those challenges are always going to be there. Even the wealthiest people face challenges. The poorest people face challenges. But you, at the end of the day, have to figure out a way to make it work. If you feel like you cannot, seek help, okay? Seek help. People are always willing to help no matter what. Even if it's just words. They help you with words that make you feel better. How do you balance work and family, especially when engaged in an assignment that takes you away from family during family time? Interesting question. I plan, first of all. I plan a lot. Like, say, if there's a scheduled time for this assignment, I'll look at my calendar. I see how things are going to work out in the home. If the kids are going to be left behind, and my husband, I look at his schedule, how his schedule is going to be, if it's going to be flexible enough for me to be away. Then I start to plan now. What are the kids going to eat for the duration I'm not going to be around? So I will stock up on things that I think maybe are likely to skip my husband's mind. And then call my mother-in-law and say, oh, by the way, you think you can check up on the kids once in a while? Then I prepare the nanny as well and say, oh, by the way, I'm not going to be around for this much time. So just to be sure, this is what you need to do. Make sure you do this, make sure you do this, make sure you do that, just the basics. And then if it just so happens that this assignment is happening during family time, I will consider that we travel together, all of us. It's happened once before and we've traveled together, but usually, of course, it will come with a whole lot of planning. When you're moving with your family, it's like you're moving with your entire house, especially if you have younger kids. Move with your toys, move with your beddings, you just literally are like moving house. So yeah, but it happens in situations where it's inevitable. But in situations where it's flexible, I have a very good support system that makes sure everything is in place. My mom-in-law, sometimes even my mother will say, you know what, so let me come to Kenya. Yeah, that does happen as well. So yes, I do a lot of planning and things like that. Will you live in Kenya forever? Well, yeah, my family is here. My family is in Kenya. My birth family is in Uganda. But I always say I let God do whatever he has to do. If tomorrow my husband gets a job in some other part of Africa, I have to look at, hey, so what's the best case scenario? Do we both move? Does one of us stay behind? And things like that. But you don't really say, you know what, I'm gonna live in this country until my last day on earth. I'm a person who is flexible. I can live anywhere. If the food is good, the people are good, you make things work. There's a reason why God gives these opportunities or lets these opportunities come our way so we can fit into them. And if the location is something that needs to be changed, you just have to be flexible, but also make sure you're comfortable. Yeah, so I guess that's the way I can respond to that question. Secret of success in business reporting. Let me just respond to this in a generalistic point of view, as though I'm responding to what somebody would ask me as being the secret to success in journalism. First of all, read widely. Read widely. No topic in journalism is useless. Journalists, no matter what your craft is, just read widely, build your networks, get digital skills. No journalist is whole today without digital skills. So try and get them. Know how to edit, know what all these social media platforms require you to do. There are basic graphic design apps as well that help you with things like that. If somebody sent you out to the field and you didn't have a camera, what would you do with your phone? Have those basic skills. And then also build networks. Without networks, you're pretty much tight in your field of journalism. So build networks. They help you have ideas on different stories that you can do depending on what your specialization is. And then do your work with integrity. When you have integrity, your sources tend to believe in you more. They tend to find you more authoritative. They will tend to speak to you more openly. But also, as a journalist, no matter what you do, always watch your back, especially if you're an investigative journalist, if you're a journalist who does business investigations, cases to do with corruption and things like that. Always watch your back. Know your craft, no matter what it is. If you've specialized in something, just know the A to Z, or at least know just about 80% of what you're doing. If it's business journalism, know how the stocks work, know when banks report their profits and things like that. Know an idea about aviation, because every year banks are going to release their results. Every year Kenya Airways or Ethiopian Airlines is going to release their results, performance results. This is what I mean. So what are you going to report differently the next time they release their results? Of course, it's either going to be profit or losses, but what else are they going to be doing? So you need to be creative as well in your writing skills. And integrity is very important. So have that integrity. Make sure that everything you do, it is done with integrity. Finally, growth. Growth is important. You do not want to be at the same point you were at when you got into the media after 5 years. If that happens to you, then know that something is not right. If you came in as an intern, after 2 years or after a year, after 6 months, move on to something else. Work at getting employed now permanently. And then after another 2 years, if you feel that you have a strength in a certain field, maybe features reporting, work on that, get into it, find out from the other journalists who have been in the field longer than you have, how you should go about it, what you need to do to build on it. And trust me, you won't go wrong if you get those things right, okay? There's so much I can say about journalism, but I guess in the future, I'll be able to do that. You work with so much passion. What inspires you? How do you balance motherhood, being a wife, and work? I always find this question very weird. Planning, I plan a lot because sometimes, you have to dedicate time to family, but you also need to know that if someone saw potential in you and they employed you, you need to give them a reason to stick with you, but also a reason for you to grow as a person individually, professionally. So you have to make time for each of these roles. Being a mom, I make time and go to my son's school when they're swimming galas. That requires planning. I plan to do certain assignments that sometimes are maybe far away from the family. You have to travel. I have to plan for that too. Then of course there's family time. You have to make time with your family, your husband and your kids and your extended family. I have time for that too. Then you also have to have time to be a wife. I cook and do all these things at home. So yeah, I also make time for all of those things. I make time also to be at home so the rest of my family can go out, so it's not me who is traveling all the time, but everybody else is traveling too or having a good time and things like that. Go to playpens and stuff like that. Yeah, I plan for it. Everything is planned. The only way to strike a balance is to have a plan. You plan for it all to make sure it all works out. How can I gain wealth without working? No way you can gain wealth without working, okay? I think I'm gonna have to respond to the other questions next time. So thank you for watching, and like everybody else says who does this thing, don't forget to subscribe. All right, until next time, guys. It's been nice talking to you.